I want to see something. Trees, concrete, buildings, grass, airplanes, color!
Today, on our Night Gallery Spotlight, we're diving into another fan favorite, Eyes. This one centers on a thoroughly unpleasant woman, blind from birth, who wants to see at any cost. Will her scheme to gain her vision pay off? Well, this is Night Gallery, so the better question is probably, how awful will this end for her?
You quack! You charlatan! Butcher!
Eyes is television history, brought to life by a landmark collaboration. Not only was it written by Rod Serling, it also starred screen icon Joan Crawford. But, most notably, it marked the directorial debut of a 22-year-old Steven Spielberg. And he was eager as hell to put his spin on things.
Don't play games with me. My stomach's coming up through my throat.
Eyes originally aired on November 8, 1969, in the acclaimed Night Gallery pilot alongside The Cemetery and The Escape Route.
Auger d'Art number 2, a portrait. Its subject, Miss Claudia Menlo, a blind queen who reigns in a carpeted penthouse on Fifth Avenue, an imperious, predatory dowager who will soon find a darkness blacker than blindness. This is her story.
The segment opens in late 1960s New York. We first meet Dr. Frank Heatherton, as played by Barry Sullivan. And right up front, I like that through his brief interaction with the disgruntled portrait artist, we immediately get a sense of just how unbearable our lead will be.
Say, that's a very good likeness.
Not really, Doctor. There was one thing I couldn't capture.
What's that?
Her cruelty.
Sure enough, when we meet Claudia Menlo, as played by Joan Crawford, she's every bit the menace you'd expect.
No one has ever done me justice. Beginning with God.
We soon learn the reason Claudia contacted her doctor is because she wants to discuss a new experimental surgical procedure in which an optic nerve can be transplanted into a blind subject.
If it can work on animals, it can also work on human beings.
In a human, the procedure is estimated to allow only 11 hours of sight, with the catch being there must be a living donor who will be left permanently blind. Needless to say, leaving someone blind damn sure doesn't stop Claudia.
Everyone has a price.
For their eyes?
Claudia shocks Heatherton by telling him she's already found a donor, willing to give up his eyes for a mere $9,000. An amount I'm sure wasn't even considered a whole lot even back then. Naturally, her doctor refuses to comply, but Claudia has her backup plan in place.
Go ahead. Read it.
Good old-fashioned blackmail. She threatens to expose a disastrous medical mishap that would ruin Frank's career, his reputation, and his marriage.
The idle rich. A little something to ease the boredom.
With all of these grimy seeds planted, by this point I was thoroughly hooked in the story and curious to see where this was all going.
I'm gonna get the $9,000 tomorrow. I'm gonna have an operation of some kind.
Next, we meet our reluctant donor Sidney Resnick, as played by Tom Bosley, who most of us know as the dad from Happy Days.
You guys are just too hot for me.
But, unlike Howard Cunningham, who was a badass card shark in his own right, Sidney is a completely down-on-his-luck gambler in debt to some dangerous people.
It's been nice having this little chat with you.
Soon enough, Sidney goes through with the operation, and our ruthless monster gets her fresh new eyes. Yay for her.
I hope that my efforts have made it possible.
For both our sakes, I hope they have.
After the operation, Claudia rudely dismisses Dr. Heatherton so she could experience her big moment, removing her bandages all to herself. And I will say this moment was handled very well. I actually found myself wondering if she'd be able to see. Well, wouldn't you know it, just as things begin to come into focus for her, the entire screen turns black.
No!
It's like the Sopranos finale all over again. Even we as viewers have no clue what the heck happened.
Oh God, no! Hamilton! You witch doctor!
On this point, I want to credit Steven Spielberg. He creates a surreal sequence with our lead lost in a creepy black void.
Hamilton!
Lashing out, Claudia breaks everything in sight. Or not in sight.
It didn't work. It just didn't work.
After she manages her way out of her penthouse and outside her building, we get our cruel twist of fate. The city has just been hit with a blackout, which apparently will last for some time. The next morning, we see Claudia in her penthouse waking up. Interestingly, she still has the ability to see. In fact, Spielberg gives us her point of view as she witnesses the sunrise. But before she can take it in, the sun begins to dim. Her 11 hours are up.
That's not fair! It's simply not fair!
Again, enraged, she moves closer to the shattered window. But the window breaks and she tumbles out. As always, when Rod Serling decides cosmic justice is in order, he doesn't pull any punches. Clearly, I'm a fan of this segment, and oddly enough, I found that it played much better for me on a recent repeat viewing, which is telling considering the dark twist is such a large part of the appeal. But there's much more here to like other than seeing Claudia's comeuppance. For starters, I thought the seedy tone that was established was intriguing. Seeing these well-to-do people who will do anything to protect their secrets, such as Claudia's doctor, almost felt like a peek behind the curtains of the elite.
You've got all the proper ammunition.
And then we have someone like Claudia, using underhanded tactics and blackmail as a way of life.
My abiding concern, Doctor, and my singular preoccupation is myself.
Speaking of which, the biggest highlight here is Joan Crawford as Claudia Menlo. She's intense, chilling, and utterly heartless. Her performance alone is reason enough to watch this one.
Thank you.
Interestingly, this is the second time Crawford played a woman trying to gain her sight. In the 1952 film This Woman is Dangerous, she portrayed a sight-impaired character who also underwent a risky eye operation. Crawford's career was a roller coaster of highs and lows. She began in the silent era and rose to fame as a jazz-age flapper. Early on, her talent earned her an Academy Award for her role in Mildred Pierce. Later, Crawford delivered iconic performances in films such as Sudden Fear, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, and Straitjacket, just to name a few. And of course, the elephant in the room here is how close does the tyrannical Claudia Menlo reflect the alleged version of Joan Crawford as shaped by Mommy Dearest, the book and movie that sparked debates, disputes, and everything in between.
Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
Whatever the case may be, there's a lot more to unpack when it comes to Crawford's career and her life, but I'll leave that rabbit hole to those of you with a few hours to spare.
The used light bulbs of Miss Menlo's life, when they cease lighting her way, out they go.
Of course.
As far as directing goes, Steven Spielberg's work here is very impressive. I already noted he showed style and creativity with key scenes such as Claudia seemingly losing her sight. But he had other notable stylistic flourishes, such as the fade-in from Claudia turning in her chair to Don Bosley's character on the playground wheel.
Please, you have a heart, but I'm telling you, this thing makes me sick.
That said, Steven Spielberg has admitted he made mistakes on Eyes. In fact, he's even quoted as saying they had to re-edit because I was doing a lot of new wave European cinema shots through chandeliers. European new wave cinema does not go along with NBC. Furthermore, according to Rod Serling's Night Gallery and After Hours tour, Spielberg was behind in terms of shooting because he basically insisted on complex camera moves, wide-angle lenses, crane shots, and dramatic lighting. All of that said, I think the fact that Eyes turned out as good as it did for a first-time director says a lot. It's a testament to Spielberg's raw talent, even at a young age. Coming out of the gate this strong, it's no surprise Steven Spielberg would go on to become a Hollywood legend.
Sidney, the sight giver.
As far as Rod Serling's script goes, I think this one shines. The story is engaging throughout, and you really feel the weight of what Sidney's about to go through.
What's it going to be like when it's midnight all the time and nobody's paid the electric bill?
Hell, this entire situation is so shady, we even see a minor player show regret over being involved in this mess.
Here's your money, Mr. Resnick, with an extra $500 thrown in by the doctor and myself.
Lastly, I also found it fitting that the final moments of this segment took place during a blackout.
Where you heading, mister?
Home, Westport, Connecticut.
Lots of luck. Go over to Columbus Circle and see if you can take 79th Street out.
It's been noted that the power outage in this segment was probably loosely based on the Great Blackout of 1965, which nicely tied the entire story to a real-world event that many could relate to. The blackout of '65 wasn't just a well-known disaster for New York, it affected over 30 million people across the Northeast. All in all, Eyes is an unsettling and bleak tale with an all-time classic twist. And to its credit, this segment, alongside The Cemetery and Escape Route, helped launch the entire series, which would go on to run for 3 seasons. So this one is a win by most every measure. I'm curious to hear what you guys think of this one. Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comment section below. As for me, I'd give Eyes a solid 4 out of 5 completely enraged Joan Crawfords. Thanks as always for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. Until next time, take care, be well, and make sure to keep some candles handy. Later.